All right, I think we're live. How's everyone doing today? We are going to be doing a Solpanel IO AMA again. We're just trying to get Lou connected. He is having some technical difficulties on his end. And we will start right away. But we've got Evgeny. Sorry, I'm not even sure how to pronounce his name, but we've got him here, and Mike will be joining us as well. Hope everyone is doing good today. Ryan, yeah, sorry to hear that. It's not nearly the procedure nowadays that it used to be. When my little boy had that stint put in there, they went like through his leg, so up through the artery, and wasn't too big of a deal. I mean, it's scary when they're that young for sure, but I'm sure everything will work out good for you. Oh. Hopefully everything works out fine for you anyways. Hope everyone is having a good day. Every time we get on, my phone just starts blowing up. Sorry, guys. So congrats to everyone who's in on Holo. If you listen to me, you should be very happy so far. Earlier today, I was up 9x, I believe. 15 ETH profit off of 2 ETH. You can't really complain about that. I'm still not selling yet. I'm selling like I'm selling 1 million tokens at whatever the number is, 0.00002 ETH, and that'll give me back my initial, and then I'll see if it's flying past that. I might sell another million there to try and double or more, and then the rest I'm just going to see where it goes over the next month, and if I need money, I'll pull it out, and we'll go from there. And I don't know if you guys saw there, I think it was not last night, maybe 2 nights ago, might have been last night even. Loom was listed on Binance, and so if you guys had listened again, we did very well. I sold out way too early because I needed to get into a pool, and then I missed the pool, and now I'm out of Loom, and it's flying, and it's driving me crazy, and I'm waiting and hoping that it dips again so I can get back in because I like the project. I made the bunch off of it. I bought in total, I spent 0.4, and I just got out with 2.1 ETH. So not too shabby at all. But if I would have waited till right at this moment, I believe it's like 2.8 right now. So it would have been a lot better. But hard to complain. You gotta just take what you can get. And if I miss the boat, I miss the boat. I'll be pretty sad because I think that token should be well over $1. But I was actually trying to trade it, and I caught it on a peak, and it dipped just barely below, and then just kept on rolling. So I kind of missed that. But you can't win them all. Hey VP, we got Christopher, Ryan, Nag, VP, Dogger. All right, we got seven people are right on. They're still trying to figure out the technical difficulties the one guy's having, Lou's having, because he's on his phone, and for some reason when he clicks on the link to join the Hangouts, it goes into the app, but then it only asks him if he wants to start a new one. It won't let him join for some reason. So hopefully we get it figured out. You're looking 100x for Holo? Yeah, I think it'll be the first 100x of the year. That's my opinion. They've absolutely crashed the crap out of IDEX. They didn't have record volume. They were close. They were like 10,300 ETH. I think the highest they've had is like 12,000. But together with everything else that is going really well on there is just absolutely demolishing IDEX right now. I couldn't imagine if for some odd reason we managed to get Holo on Binance, it'd be 100x very quickly because the volume that goes through there. I mean, if you guys looked at Loom, like I was saying, the volume on KuCoin was 1,300 ETH a day. It hit Binance and we were like almost 30,000 ETH, I think. It was ridiculous. It won't let me open it while I'm on a live stream sharing. That's Binance does some weird thing there. Yeah, IDEX is they're trying, man. I mean, it seems like the entire Ethereum network is super slow right now. Yeah, you definitely need to get Chrome. Chrome is much better. I don't know if it's like I can still manage to. Well, I haven't tried actually trading. I guess maybe I can still see everything happening. And somebody keeps doing, I'm sure on purpose, these crazy buys, which is totally messing up the charts. Because then it has to zoom out to fit that little or that big tall thing in there, and everything just looks like a flat line. And they keep doing it like once a day, so you just crappy charts all the time. So that's not fun either. I saw someone else here. Ketro. Hey, how's it going, man? Open platform tokens. I think there's kind of some weird rumors that Open is moving around some. Sorry, it's not on here that somebody asked, but there's some weird rumors that they're moving around some tokens. I haven't received any yet, but that one's coming quick as well. That should be a good one. What else you guys got going on? What else is exciting? Was it just Nag that got into Holo? Did everyone else skip it? I want to know how many of you in here got into Holo and how many of you passed on it. Let's see what we get. Even if it was just a little amount. I know somebody who put in 100 ETH. So he's got an awful lot of ETH sitting in there right now. That'd be 900 ETH. That's insane. Like he dumped 85% of his portfolio into it. Crazy man. But I think it's a good investment. You passed, Ricky? Was there a reason that you passed? Was there something about it maybe you didn't like, or? Yeah, VP was almost going to get me to buy him some, and then he passed. Or maybe forgot about it. Should have. Yeah, everyone looks at it now and says should have for sure. Yeah, held it for Solpanel. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I put in on the last or second last night, I was like, screw it. I know this is going to be a good flip, even if it only 2x's. I'll put in another ETH that was going to go into Solpanel. And then I got twice as much. And I should have, well, it's sitting 8.5 or whatever right now. And so now I don't even have to sell all of it. I can still pull out my 2 ETH right away here. I'll make sure that I don't miss this pool. You know, if it starts filling up, I'll just sell it whatever it's at and go from there. Ricky, you got into BPT Blockboard during the dip. Nice. I have almost not stopped watching it, but I'm just getting depressed because it's so low compared to where it should be. I did sign up for the, what do you call it? A beta tester. I don't think I'll get enough referrals in order to get enough points to be able to actually try it. But I don't probably do nearly enough day trading to even think I should be one of the ones trying it. I don't know what's going on with these guys. They gotta get their phone working. Looked like Dether was on its way back down again. The two big exchanges that we got on, they have such high amounts to actually get in. Like the one big exchange that they got on, and I can't even remember what it is, but it's like $10,000 minimum balance. Yeah, Lambden's been going up and down, doing pretty good. I'm definitely, when I sell some of my holo, I'm definitely getting more of it. I am like 28,400 or something. So I want that 30,000. It's just a goal for me, so that when we hit, a really big number, I don't know if that number is going to be $5 or $10, probably closer to 10. I want to sell 1/3. So I want to sell 10,000 of it, and then the rest will stay for however long I decide to keep it there. But yeah, there's been a few times when Lambden's been up pretty high, and I was looking at my my Delta app and going, damn, I made a lot of it. But it's going to be scary when a person is holding for a really long time. I don't know what that feeling is going to be like to not sell when it's 50 ETH or 100 ETH or 150 ETH, whatever that number is. Like, how hard is it going to be to keep holding that through that whole thing? I mean, it's going to be crazy tempting, I'll tell you that. But I really, really, really don't want to cash out like basically 80% of my holo and even more of my Lambden until it's like beyond ridiculous money. Like if I'm not able to retire, I don't feel like I should be cashing out. And even if I cash out to ETH, I don't want to cash out ETH until at least 2,500. I think ETH should be, in 2 years, ETH could be over $5,000, but who knows? What's next on my alt list? Oh, I got it. Does anybody know of a portfolio pie chart thing? Because that would be very helpful for me, because when I type out a list of what I have, it's retarded. I'm pretty sure it's over 20. So it's really hard to keep track, and percentages and stuff like that. I mean, what's going to be the next one? I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of Remy. I have a half an ETH worth right now, and I want to get some more because they're going to be announcing their master nodes, and probably price is probably going to start going up. So I want the master node is going to be about 250,000, not dollars, 250K Remy. And I only have like 17,000 or something. So it works out to about 6.5 ETH or something like that. So I personally want to get close to that 100K. And by the time we're close to the masternode part, that value of that 100K could be huge, because when they're close to that, I mean, everyone wants to get a masternode. So it could definitely be a good one for us. It's long enough out there that we should have returns on some other investments and won't really miss that little bit. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, if freaking if holo just jumps out out of the roof, like straight out the top in the next little bit here, and I do sell the flipping portion that I bought, maybe I'll just get my own 250K. Who knows? yeah, I don't have anything new yet. I'm very sad about the Loom incident though, because I mean, like when I look at the price right now, I don't know what to do. Do you buy back in 30% more than where you sold it? It's a hard call, but and I still feel like it's undervalued. The only reason that I bought it was to get into this other. Was to get directly into another pool for one that I can't even talk about, just for myself personally, and I missed it by 10 seconds just because of the network issue, the ETH network issue. Mine just didn't go through fast enough. So I got Holo at 450. Yeah, exactly. You got one of the ports. Like I was saying, we would have did a lot better if we would have waited on getting the Holo ports and just got into the ICO. But you don't know. We didn't know it was gonna within a week go 9x, within 2 days go 5x. Like nobody does that. The only ones that do that are ones that are very long wait before token unlock. I mean, this was like the next day. Like the next day you 5x. Like how ridiculous. Yeah, they were super cheap a month ago. And I was down quite a bit and I was pretty sad because I got shilled on Remy by somebody else, and they're like, just get into it, it's gonna do great. And it was on the way up, and I bought, and it ended up being damn near the high. But I wasn't gonna take a loss. I don't care. I don't sell for a loss. I'll hold it till it's 0, but I won't sell for a loss. So yeah, so I could have had more than almost 2.5 times the amount of tokens for that same half an ETH. Back then, like yeah, if I would have had some more ETH to throw in it would have been awesome. Because I could have 250K on my own probably by now. Because I'm into, I got Matrix. Matrix is going to do well, I think. It hasn't had the pump yet, so I think it's still got a long ways to go. IP chain database. Yeah, it's I haven't looked at it in quite a while actually, and you're so forward looking at what is the next one that we need to do that you almost forget about the ones that I'm in. Like even Safe Haven, like I've almost forgot about it, but they've delayed their ICO, and the ones that if they slow down even a little bit, they kind of get out of my mind a little. So yeah, if they're getting good attention, that's awesome. I was asked to see if we could help them raise again, maybe not through us, but for the same price. Ooh, that reminds me, actually, I'll have to check and see what our ETH lock was, because as soon as the ICO starts, we may get a whole bunch more tokens as well, guys, in case you forgot, because we have a 50% ETH hedge. So that's pretty good, because I think we were in quite a dip when we got into it. So yeah, if ETH keeps rising, I don't even know what it's at today, but if it keeps rising, we could get a whole bunch of more tokens as well, which is always a bonus for sure. So they rebranded to just DB instead of database. Is that what it is? I have some coins like those that are minus 300 and hate to sell it.
Hey, DJ.
Oh, there we go. I got somebody on.
Hi, guys.
Hey guys.
Lou will be on the speaker. Can you hear him?
Not sure. Okay, get him to try again.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, okay, I can hear you there. It's pretty quiet though.
All right, we're we're not going to have any video on me. I'm at my house and I'm having technical difficulties. Number one, my laptop, and number two is my phone. So I'll just have to speak to you guys. I can't have a picture of it.
Okay.
All right, sorry for that.
That's all right.
How's everybody doing? You got the whole crew out there. Everybody's hitting the hangout.
Yeah, not a lot again. Not sure why, but it's okay. We got a few guys here. We'll you guys got any questions right off the bat here, and I'll go to my sheet now if I can remember where it is. Just to see if there was any anybody that filled in the form.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. I keep saying I'm going to wire in a hard line down here, and I never do.
We all have that. What have you guys been discussing so far?
Oh, I was just talking about some alts, and I've been extremely lucky apparently because I'm like 6 for 6 on my picks so far that I've told everyone, so that's pretty good. But I sold out too early on one of them, and now I'm kind of regretting that. So.
Okay, well, 6 for 6 isn't much to regret. That's good.
No, exactly. But it sucks when you sell out and then within 14 hours, it's 30% higher than where you sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you look at, I was at 4x or 5x, so that would have been, that 30% would have been a whole nother X on there. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, right.
My camera's glitchy.
No, it's not glitchy. Okay, so I do have, please have the team answer themselves. The SOL token has no utility. It's just a funding source. So why do an ICO instead of traditional crowdfunding like Kickstarter, WeFunder, and others? The building is not bought. They need a few million to buy it. So what happens when the building is already bought or leased by someone else before they raise the money? That makes sense to you guys?
Yeah. The issue with the building, this building here is been available for a while. It's in an area where it's not the hottest real estate market, so that's working in our favor. The realtors have changed over now. We've been in constant contact with them. Actually, I spoke with them today. They're looking forward to do a deal. The building's been vacant for about 3 years now, so we don't feel that the building's an issue. If it does happen to be an issue in real estate right now, is a dime a dozen. We can find a neighboring location in that vicinity, in that county. So building's not the issue. It's really raising the funds and getting the project moving. And at the time when we raise the funds, we'll decide how much we want to do. We're going to conserve our cash on the inside, keep the working capital high. So we'll probably put a small down payment and probably mortgage the building and then just spread it out over time. Once the operation is going and cash is flowing, then it's a whole lot easier to take care of those issues. So I don't want to lay the money out front. I want to minimize the exposure to the company, build the working capital account. As far as the token, Evgeny can comment on the utility side of the token.
So actually, yeah, we have then a utility side. So on the first phase, you still have the ability to exchange your token to the panel. So
Yeah.
that's so it's the main utility feature of the token. So as we said, after we finish with CSC and after we get the regulation, so the second feature of the token of the getting the second generation of the token. So that will be the second feature of the token. So yes, SEC, yes.
Yeah. We can't hear Lou this time.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I can't hear Lou right now.
Not at all.
Oh, there. Yeah, you're getting better there.
Okay, I have a headset on. Let's see if I move that mic a little closer. Is that better?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Maybe it's just the timing in of when somebody's talking. Maybe it needs a second or two to adjust to the next speaker based on the technology. So
Could be.
try to do that. You heard what I said about the building, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. So, and I think we kind of went over this a bit the last time as well. I mean, I don't know if it really would have done any different for a crowdfunding thing, because a lot of the people in here, they may not want to actually wait that long to get a panel. So there is, the possibility of just making money on the token itself by selling it to somebody else. So if you went to a crowdfunding, I can't remember which ones he called out there, but if you went to one of those, I mean, you would still get, the funding that you needed, and you would get the people backing you, but they would only be able to get panels. Like, that would be the sole use of it. Whereas, at least by doing it as an ICO, people can trade it until it becomes its total value, and then trade them in. So I think it's better to do it as an ICO myself. I mean, and it's much more cost efficient for the business. It's much like, it gets into a lot more hands, and there's less fees being paid out to all kinds of people. I just think it's a better way to go myself. But
And it seems like an ICO framework is more structured for this type of project too, versus just the traditional crowdfund, correct?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So how are things progressing? VP says, how are things progressing with the ICO and PR prep? Well, I know they just finished putting up. I'll let you say what you finished doing on the website here. You got a bunch of updates, you said, right?
Yes, so we had the social network links. We had the panel technical overview. So now you can download white paper one page and panel technical overview from the second screen of our website. And we always finished with the media page and the document page. So this update will come probably by the end of the Friday. And also, as I mentioned, people had a problem with finding out the original website of the Suntech. So we had the link for the to the website in Industry Partners. So now you can find out the original site of the Suntech webpage, the Suntech.
Perfect.
Yeah, that should help.
Yeah.
No Lulu there again.
Okay. Can you hear me at all?
Oh, just coming in there. Yeah, it's weird. Like, it fades in.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't fit, so maybe it's the cut in or something, but
Okay. I see another.
We had multiple Suntechs out there, and it was confusing everybody. So
Yeah.
decided to put these links. It'll eliminate all of that and save time for everybody. Show them exactly what they can make the work.
Perfect. Ricky has a question. Says, if you only raise 20 million and not much more, is the project still a go? Do you need? I mean, obviously you want close as you can to the 60 mil, and that'll give us better pricing on the product, and gives you guys better margins in the long run. So what happens? Let's just say if it only comes to that 20 mil.
Again, the plant was designed on 100 megawatt capacity. You guys hear me now? You're okay? Are we good?
Okay, there, it sounds a bit better there. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. The plant is designed, the square footage is drawn out on 100 megawatt capacity. And again, we're starting a solar company. So if you look at the early renditions of First Solar and a lot of these companies that have gone belly up. These guys were investing $250 million, $500 million with the U.S. government subsidizing them to start these facilities. So we're coming in at a very budgeted plan for a technology that's brand new and sweeping. So
Yep.
we designed it at 100 megawatts. And the machinery to support 100 megawatts is going to cost upwards in the $27 million range. So if we only raise the soft cap and we have 20 million to play with, we'll end up scaling things back. However, that'll significantly impact our cost and margin. So we would like, that's why we continue to hold for, but we don't think, again, guys, that $60 million is a lot of money for a technology of this caliber compared to what other solar companies have gone out and built these fancy plants, tons of overhead, because the equipment's a big piece of it. You have to have dust-free conditions. You've got to have the whole plant modularized and compartmentalized. You've got special equipment in there doing things. So it's a huge investment in equipment. If we have to do it on less, we'll scale it down just till we get the cash flow. And we'll do whatever we need to do to light the fuse and get the company live. But we prefer to go with our plan of 100 megawatts because that's what the model is best at economies of scale and cost built on.
Okay. Were you guys able to catch all that? I could hear it fine, so I'm hoping you guys could. Ketro asks, did anyone ask if the property is registered with Solpanel? I'm assuming, I asked him here if he meant the building itself. I'm assuming that's what he's asking, and I think that was already asked, I guess, is that the building is still up and available to anyone. So the plan is obviously to get this done so that we can get that specific building before anyone else, obviously. But you said it's been available for quite some time now, correct?
It has. Can you hear me okay before I go on my rant? Okay?
There we go, yeah.
Okay. The building is, and again, it's been switched through realtors. The building started at $5.8 million. I mean, I've been in negotiations on this building for months, so we've been the only people at the table with it. You know, we've got the thing down now to about 3.4, and we feel we could probably buy it for $3 million even. So again, we're the only ones at the negotiating table. The state is backing us with significant incentives near $6 million. So basically pays for the building twice at that $3 million level.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, and these are how we're going to contain our costs and not get into the schematics of huge overhead. And fancy plants are wonderful and they're great to show off, but let's make some money first and then we'll build another one. But we want to do it with cost containment in mind, because if you start a solar company, especially a panel manufacturing company with cost containment in mind, there's no way you can't make money if you do it right. And especially with this technology we've got. I mean, I don't know if you got to give a hint to the audience, but everybody understands what a 33% efficiency panel means, or I can give a real basic snapshot of what that does for our audience and put it in perspective. You think that's worthwhile? It'll take about a minute to do. It's very easy.
Yeah, I mean, we could try something. What do you need me to do?
I'll do it this way. Essentially, solar panel collects sunshine, converts it into electricity. Everybody knows that piece. The average panel base out there, 15 to 16% efficiency is about the standard. That's crept into the conventional nominal panel, I guess if you call it that. So that's about what most of them produce, 15, 16% efficiency. You get into another tier, another class, there's a 20-plus club. There's a Panasonic at 21, there's an LG at 21, 22, and there's a leader out there, there's a SunPower out at 22.8, so just about 23%. That's the elite, that's the Cadillac of the solar panel class out there at a premium price. Those panels will command significantly more money, but they're jazzier, they look good, and they produce more. Our panel will look as good, you'll have that same cool black look, but our panel will do 33% efficiency. So we're 100%, well, just about doubling what that 22.8% SunPower panel does. So this is the significance of what our technology does compared to the competition out there. And if we back that with cost containment, we back that with the CEO of the company who's got a big financial background, and we put in the right controls, and we're looking at a startup type of plant. We feel right out of the gate that we'll be strong as far as building margin and protecting margin. So that's our whole goal. The 60 million really helps us contain our cost and fills that side of the model. So that's what we're hopeful for. But at least we want a successful ICO. So let's get over that $20 million hurdle first. Let's head for the 60. Let's see what we can get there.
Exactly. I mean, and the more you guys raise, the more you guys raise, the more confident investors are. Because if they see that we get $1 million, then it's like, okay, yeah, they got some good backing. Now we get to 5 million. It's like, yeah, okay, this thing's taken off, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. That's how all of these things work out. I mean, everyone is so big on all these blockchains and stuff, and there's so many of them that it's just going to dilute the market, I think, in the long run. And they're just going to end up going with the same ones that they've always gone with. But this is something that is completely different. There isn't a single other one like it. There is no other company doing this. It's going to explode. I think it's a great investment.
Right.
Three.
Okay. What other questions do we have to
What else you guys got? Let's hear some more questions. I only had the one in the forum. Guys don't like to use the forums. What was that, sorry?
I said if we don't have a lot of questions, that means everybody's loving what they see and ready to invest, right?
That's what I thought. I mean, I don't know if they're just not thinking it's enough of an X for them, like they're not a big enough return. I mean, I'm telling you, like it's a strange day when people are thinking that 4, 5, 6 times your money in a matter of months is not enough. It's very strange world, because if you go to any broker, they're gonna laugh at you if you even ask for 10. Like, you're not gonna get 10% from any broker. You're gonna get 7, and they're probably one of the best ones out there to get you 7. So, I mean, to get that much of a return in a few months is absolutely insane. So no competition out there. I believe there was nothing even close to the percentage at this point, right?
Nothing like that league. Again, the closest competitor is at 22.8, and they're selling at a Cadillac price. We can sell at that same Cadillac price, and just about they're at 23, so we're 33, so we're going to be basically 50% more than they do at this time, right? Yeah. 50% more than the highest panel out there currently, and 100% more than any of the nominal panels. Figure 15, 16% doubled is 30, and we're at 33. So that's how we size up our competition.
Okay. Yeah, and like I was telling the guys last time, I mean, so here's a few things to think of. Let's say you are putting these on your house. So first of all, you now have 50% less shipping costs because they're in the same size package, but you get twice as many watts out of the same panel. Then you're going to cut your mounting hardware in half. Then you're going to cut your electric in half, like not your bill, but your actual wires, copper wiring to actually wire them all together. Cut that in half. Then your installation time, cut that in half. All of that is coming out of, or is now adding to your profit margins when you're actually running these. So you're going to get an ROI so much faster than anyone else is if you're using these panels, because I think the average, I believe, is still somewhere in the 7-year range on a panel. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, 6, 8 years.
6 or 7 years. Okay, so let's say you may not cut that in half, but you could probably drop that into the 3.5 to 4 year return, just by using a panel that's that much smaller. just because you're all of those costs that you have now cut down on. So that's probably your cost when you're getting installed and all of those other things is more than half of your cost to get a solar system. So if you're cutting those costs in half, you're saving a fortune.
Right.
So I got another question from VP. So from an investor's ROI perspective, how do you think that Solpanel can keep up in the demand of tokens from the end of ICO till August 2019 when you deliver the first product? So you're wondering if they're going to be able to actually, like, let's say somebody wanted to, or everyone wanted to cash them in for panels right off the bat. Is that what you're meaning there? Like, would they be able to produce enough to do it? Let's say that maybe that's his question. Would you guys be able to produce enough, or how long would it take you to produce enough to cover, let's say, all the tokens out there?
So our total token emission is 107 million. So one token is equal to 1 watt DC. So technically, it's 107 million watt DC of the nominal power of the panels.
Okay.
Annual capacity of the facility will be 100 million megawatts, 100 million watts. So it's 100 megawatt. Okay. We will put for the buyback option 25% of the net profit of the company. So if everyone will want to exchange their token for the solar panel, it will take up to 4 or 5 years to get to exchange all the solar token for the solar panels.
If everyone wanted them right off.
Yes, but yeah, it's only in the case if everyone will want to. Yeah,
because you guys can't stop production to just do those.
Of course, no. We use only 25%. Yeah, in this case, we use only 25%. Yeah.
Okay, so you can do a maximum of 25% of the tokens.
Right.
Every year or every month, or I guess every year, right? Okay.
Yes, annually.
What would be the retail price for one panel per the current plan? So I'm assuming they could be in that, what was it, $1.15, $10, $15 per watt, and they're 600 watt panels. So, give or take the 650 range, somewhere in there.
That's about accurate, yeah.
Got no audio on Lou there again. Just give her a second.
Yeah, how about now?
No.
Lou there?
Getting just a little bit there.
Okay, I don't know what that's all about. I don't understand.
There it is.
But yes, you're figuring about $1.15 a watt is accurate. At a 600 watt panel, you do the math. I mean, that's stacked right up there with the SunPower Cadillac. That's selling for about $1.10 a watt at 22.8%. So if we're grabbing that at 33%, we'll sell them as fast as we can make them. Also, commenting on the token buyback, that 4 years assumes 100 megawatts. As we roll the first plant forward and the cash starts to flow, we may decide that we want to up the ante and we want to produce 200 megawatts. We may look for another facility, or we may look to stretch the facility we've got. So we may be able to ramp up production significantly. The first piece is getting the train moving, getting the thing funded, getting the equipment in there, and seeing what we can actually produce. Because at 100 megawatts, we're going to have trouble keeping up with demand. Even if you, just the basic demand on the solar market right now, with the investment tax credit still in place for 3.5 years, I mean, panels are hot. Panels are hard to get. So every panel you can make is pretty much a sale.
Can you just say the pricing thing again in case the mic wasn't quite working?
Right, $1.15 a watt for
it cut out again there.
It's $1.15 per watt. Around
$1.15. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So that's realistically, that's in this. I don't even know. I don't have a calculator on me, but 650 is probably a a decent price, somewhere in that neighborhood for a 600 watt panel. So
115 at 600.
It's 690 bucks.
690 bucks, right? Just under
690.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. So under 700. And yeah, so you would need to buy 2 of the other panels, and they are probably in that, well, what, they got to be at least 400 then for the Cadillac ones. They got to be 450. And then, yeah, and so then you're paying to ship 2 of them and install 2 and all that other good stuff. Definitely a great buy. Not seeing any other questions. You guys got anything else? I know they're got 5 minutes left. They got the 1 hour is all they got. Sorry that we had the issues in the beginning. So give me your questions if you got any.
And you guys, yeah, we always open to answer all the questions in your pool chat or in our Telegram group.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, I'll make sure to post just that link again too, so that guys have, or you've got it up on the website now as well, so they can link right to it. Go in there and yeah, ask them anything you guys have questions about. We want everyone to be very confident in their own investments. So you guys have a question, you need to ask it. They're more than willing to answer anything that you guys have, completely upfront about it all. But we need to get this out there. Like, nobody knows about this, and so we need to get in and then start spreading the news to everybody else so that it just explodes. I mean, it won't take long, I don't think, honestly. Once we start getting some investments rolling in, it's gonna get bigger and bigger for sure. Well, I don't see any other questions there, so maybe I'll call it good for you guys, I guess. Thank you very much for coming. We got one showing up here.
Okay.
Do the partners on your site have links or mention to you on their marketing or sites? Oh, yeah. So I think I had mentioned that before. So when you go to, let's say, industry partners. Oh, yeah, we don't have the links for those yet. Like where we click. Oh, yeah, it did go to it. It didn't show up a little thing on the mouse, so I didn't know if it was going to work. Okay, so it went to them. So will it say on there, you guys? I see. No, I see the Canadian Solar one, but I don't see you guys on there. So can we have you guys contact like each of the partners that you guys are working with, the industry partners, and see if they would put the links on their site to go back to you guys?
Yes, you can do that.
I think it definitely adds that extra boost of confidence. It shows that you guys are partnered with them, and they're saying they're partnered with you. Keep up the value of tokens. Okay, so this is what VP meant. How will Solpanel keep up the value of tokens in the interim from end of ICO till they delivered the first product? Like, how do we keep that? Or do you think it'll max out at that 110 VP? Is that kind of what or 115? I know this is that $1.15 is probably the wholesale price, correct? That's not a consumer price?
Right, and again, we're going to sell through wholesale. So at the $1.15, just the number we're speculating on. That number may be higher. see what the market can do, maximize the margin. Because our panel's that hot output-wise, we haven't really figured out what the real pricing of it is.
Exactly, and I mean they'll have a margin that they'll charge an end consumer, or I mean you'll have the big distributors buying, and they'll sell to an installer, and the installer, like, everyone's got a markup. So by the time it's getting to you, you're probably paying, I would imagine, in the $3 an hour or $3 a watt range as a consumer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know for sure, because I never talked to an actual installer when I was looking into it. I was always going, direct to manufacturer or direct to wholesaler. So yeah, I think realistically, there's no reason the token can't be significantly higher in value than what the panel watt per watt cost is going to be, because that's a wholesaler price. That's not what you could pay if you wanted to. So there's no reason that it couldn't be well beyond that.
You're right. That's correct. And again, until we get to August of 19, where we're producing the panel, cost containment will be the element while we're wiring and installing the plant. So again, the focus will be cost down, producing product off of that line, selling it for the best margin that we can get, and doing a great promotion of our product. It'll promote itself, but we're going to promote it. And again, we're going to go up against the Cadillac of the panel out there. We're going to put it to shame with our output. That's the key decider. We'll decide what our panel's worth out there on the retail market.
Yeah, and it'll only take, even just one booth at one of those Vegas shows or whatever that's, all about next industries and things like that, and one of those, and you can buy all the leading competitors, and you can have them lined up and be like, look, you're looking right at it, the exact same size. There's the output of ours and theirs, and there's no denying it.
That's correct.
And that'd be a good thing for sure.
Yes.
All right. Well, I thank you guys for coming. I think that's just about all we got on there, and we'll get some guys to go over to your chat there if they got any questions.
Okay. Feel free. Any questions? Anybody?
Thank you, DJ.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Yeah. All right. Was the verbiage fixed on token sales line where it says pre-sale? Oh, let me take a peek. Oh, stupid thing. Solpanel. You go to a website lot when you type in the S and it comes up. The verbiage fixed on token sales line where it said pre-sale. Okay, so let me find that. I love the graphic on the top of their page. Sorry, guys. Ooh, I think I can bring that up for you guys too. Let's see if it works. No, that was not what I wanted to have happen. Okay, so but was that real? Yes, it was fixed, but was that real? I don't know. There's probably a good chance that they hire out or have somebody doing all the website stuff. I mean, that's how most companies do it. I mean, these guys aren't developers. They're not code writers or anything like that. So it's a very good chance that they've hired it out, and they've been trying to go through everything more than a few times so that everything gets fixed. So let's see, pre-sale, we got it. Hopefully the screen is actually working and you guys are seeing what I think you're seeing. Okay, good. It was real. I saw it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I did see it once too. I thought that was funny. And there was another one. I can't remember. But yeah, so I think what Mike may not even be realizing too, what you guys were saying or what I was saying there, we're the end of the ICO selling at 70 cents. We're not stuck when we hit $1.10 or $1.15. You know, that is nowhere near the cap for this, because if you call, I would actually really be interested if somebody called the local solar company, wherever you guys live in the States, and asked them what it costs to buy a panel per watt, and find out what they would charge you right now, like to even go into a store and go and pick one up. Because I'd be very interested in knowing what that number is, because I don't know. I don't have anybody locally here. That's why I was looking at doing it for business. And it was I was looking at like wholesale pricing basically, because I was looking at a large quantity. So it could very well be $2.50, $3, whatever that number is. And think, guys, we're getting 30 cents. So even at the $1.10, you're 3x. We're more than 3x, 3.5. You look beyond that, and we're laughing. Like, I think it's an absolute quality investment. There's nobody else that has a team like this. I mean, there's nobody that actually has a real product. I mean, you're not finding any of these guys as blockchain guys or anything to do with crypto, other than thought I did see somebody who's actually able to do the like the token and things like that. But they may not even have, they might just be hiring that part out too, because it's a very basic thing to create an ERC20 token. Just wait for that Lambda day when it'll take you 5 minutes and like next to no money. That'll be great. But yeah, I think it's probably, you know, it's probably one of the most solid investments, and it's not going to go below. That's for sure, because if there was any wholesalers out there, they would do whatever it took to get them that cheap, because they can cash them in. Yeah, they can only produce 25% of it per year, but these guys think long term. These are businesses that are ordering like a year's supply in advance, and then they're just getting shipments every month. So if they can save fortunes by doing it that way, why wouldn't they? They would just buy all of our tokens and call it good. Yeah, I don't have anything else for you guys. Thank you very much for showing up, and hopefully you have a good night. Ask me questions in the chat, or DM me, whatever you guys want, and I will try to get them answered, or send you guys to them and get them to answer them. All doors always open, except for when I'm working. And I hope you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you later.